Now that we have the video completed, we need to render the video so that it becomes a video file that someone can actually view, like an MP4 video. The way that you do that is first making sure your work area is covering the entire duration of the video. Right now our work area, the entire composition is 2 minutes, but this video is only close to 50 seconds. You want to make sure your work area covers all of it. There we go, drag it. Go to File, go to Export, and add Render Queue. Then this Render Queue panel or tab will appear. And let me uncheck this. You'll get something like this. Leave the best settings as is. For the output module, I recommend doing QuickTime. And don't check resize, just leave everything as is. Click OK. For the output 2, you want to, pick the folder that you want your video to be rendered at. I like to create a folder called render and put all my videos there. You could rename it. My first effects video. All right. Now you're gonna hit render. It's gonna start rendering, and once it's done, you can see your video in the render folder. It's not there yet. Okay, when you hear that sound, it means that the video is complete. If you go to your render folder, you have your video file, but it's a .mov file. Although the video plays,
into instructional design, there are 3 main actionable items that you can do right. Learn how to use an authoring tool.
Great, now we have a video, but we're not quite done yet. This video file, although it plays, is still too big. You can see that it plays, but the file size is really big. If you go to the properties, it's 300 megabytes for less than a minute of video. What we need to do now is encode it so that the video file size is much smaller. What you want to do now is open Media Encoder, which is part of Adobe Creative Suite. Encoder, Adobe Media Encoder. Okay, what you want to do is drag the video file into Media Encoder onto the Queue panel, and then click on the middle column here. What we want to do is have the output be an MP4. So go to Format, click on H.264. There we go. For the preset, let's do high quality 1080p. Leave everything else as is. Click OK and render. Alright, render is complete. You can see the encoded file here is, if you click the properties, it's going to be less than 12 megabytes. We went from 354 megabytes to 12 megabytes. And let's preview this video.
If you're a teacher and want to get into instructional design, there are 3 main actionable items that you can do right now. First is to revise your resume so that your keywords reflect your expert. Use an pay for to showcase to so many instructional designers, it may not happen over to do it.
And that is your final video. This is the file that you send off to your stakeholders or clients. This is the file that you upload as well. And in case you're asking, why don't we just render in After Effects this encoded file so that we don't have this bloated video file in the first place? The answer to that is when we're rendering, we want to make sure we have all of the animations and everything looking crisp first before we encode it. Because some of the times, if you decide to just render it as an MP4, some of the animations won't look as good. So having it rendered to a high quality file and then encoding it is the best method.